Greetings and salutations, my fellow Entropians, and welcome to another Entropia Universe video. Hey guys, so this is all those clips that I told you that I collected from doing the ancient Greece next island boss dev wave spawn thing. And I decided to just go ahead and take out what I originally said in it, and we're going to do a voiceover today so I can pay attention to what I'm trying to say again. So this is I'm going to have to talk for 36 minutes straight. Oh god. Can I even do this? Is this even a thing? So, I don't know. Entropia. Entropia is a game we play together to have fun and hopefully make some money. Right? Does everybody want to make some money playing Entropia? I'm asking because that's what I'm here for. And apparently some people can do it. Some people don't even deposit anymore and they can just play the game forever. That's where I want to be. I'm sure you want to be there too. No more deposits? Hell yeah. How much have you deposited into the game? I can tell you right now, I have deposited a lot. A lot. Maybe not as much as some. Maybe more than many others. But a lot. So I'm sitting here looking at all these other people. Sometimes there's other content creators out there, maybe not as well known, or maybe you do know them. They're high level, I'm talking about Forgo. Yeah, that's right. I was listening to one of his streams. He's talking about how he's making amps and stuff, and he sells them he'd be getting $5 a piece and profit from them, 50 PED, and the fact that he hasn't made a deposit in so long, he's just making profit hands over fist, and it got me thinking I want to do that. You hear about Messi. Now he might not have too much in the form of making videos and stuff like that, but he had made a big forum post, and we all know about Messi, and yes, he's one of those players that apparently can just play the game, can hunt, and just always come up roses and stuff. I want to be there. I want to do that. I'm sure everybody does. I'm sitting here wondering, well, what is it going to take? Massive investment and gear? Okay. It's going to take a little while, but completely doable if done over time. Working with credit cards and, working with credit and stuff like that, and do it over time. What else? Probably skills, the right skill sets, So you got the right weapons, high efficiency, definitely high efficiency, the high as it can go, and looter skills. I'm gonna go ahead and go out and be yeah, definitely some looter skills. So I cut down trees. I've been cutting down trees for the past 2 days, or probably about the past day, past 24 hours, and I'm probably gonna keep doing that. Of course, 16-hour days, but right now I'm taking a break from cutting trees, but I did pop a 10-hour skill pill, and I have 8 hours left, and whenever I get back into the game, next island, look out, because I'm cutting down trees. I've already cycled through at least 800 PED. Yeah, that's right, 800 PED. The short boards and the shavings straight into the nano cubes. Build up a good long board and just regular size boards, build that up so I could take it over to Toulon, because I also want to be a decent color / texturer. And apparently the butt joints mission over there, the daily mission that you have to unlock it. It's a great way to get coloring skill, which coloring skill goes into texturing application process. And I want to be able to do that, but that's a very, very expensive skill to be leveling. Losing so much money doing that. I'm losing a lot of markup that I could be using to sell. And that's half the thing, though. Like, a lot of people, they want to just sit there and, they want to sell all these items at like a really high markup. You got to remember the other side of the coin. Somebody has to buy that at that really high markup to craft, which they might be taking some losses crafting. And then they have to try to make that markup back by selling a finished product. Sometimes they do. That's why, like, the whole mining system, all the miners, they go out, they drop probes, and then they want these high markups on this stuff. And it's the crafters that have to buy it. And are the crafters making their proper money when they sit there and buy it and sell stuff at a loss, maybe? Or maybe they're not selling at a loss. I don't know. It really all depends. You got to take in also consideration that some of these crafters they've had it with paying all these markups, so they'll just go out and get all this stuff themselves. That way everything's at a zero markup. When you gather it for yourself, it's all a zero markup. But then you have to take into account all your losses, and like, well, yeah, whatever. But if you're not making any losses while you're going out for a hunt, or while you're going out for mining, then you're good. You could whatever extra markup you sell, whatever that product you were making, it's gonna be probably profit. Not to mention, sometimes crafters do get lucky and get a good global, and it sets the bar a little bit higher for them to make a profit. There's all these sorts of endless variables that happen within the Entropia universe. You can go out for a hunt, and that hunt's going to be profitable because you've made a global. Or you've broken even. Whatever. But, I mean, if you don't have the skills, and you don't have the high efficiency weapon, or I guess you need skills for mining too. You're not kitted up right for mining, You're not kitted up right for, hunting. You're going to take some losses. You're naturally going to take some losses anyway, especially when you're in the process of skilling up. Which leads me to my next little point of talking point, I guess. A lot of people that play this game, a lot of people like to play the game. A lot of people like to hunt. A lot of people like to mine. And they hate losing. I hate losing too. I really do. And it gets really discouraging when all you do is like suffer like an 80% getting back 80%. That sucks. That absolutely sucks. And I understand that a lot of people just don't have like thousands of dollars a month to play with. I don't really either. I mean, some people do. And that's the thing. When it comes down to Entropia Universe, like, you really do have to balance out your playtime. If you want to sit there and play this game 24/7, 7 days a week, you're gonna need a bankroll to do that. And unless you're like on disability or unless you're like doing content creation on the side, like streaming every day, and making a little bit of money off that, It's gonna be a little bit hard. Definitely gonna be a little bit hard to, or else you're gonna be stuck there doing the free to play stuff. And the game is free to play. I get that. I 100% get that. And when you have so many people doing the free to play activities, it really does drive down the prices on the free to play activities a lot. Especially when you also have like a lot of people willing to exploit the fact that there's not too big of a market, and they want to exploit the fact that they can sell something higher because maybe they got more time, maybe they got a little bit extra money than the free to play players to spare, or they have somebody that will buy whatever, like sweat, for example. Or they could sit on the fruit and stones for a little while, and wait for somebody to buy that stuff at whatever price that they deem a profit for them, and that's needed in the game. But I think there needs to be probably a little bit more free to play activities available in the game. I know that if you go out and try to provide a service, such as like a healing service or like a taxi service, there's not too much taxi services going on planet side, to where people just will take you to a teleporter that you need to, because there's teleporters everywhere, and most people are just required to just go get their own teleporters at this point. Vehicles are cheaper than they've ever been, and it is what it is on that aspect. But I think that there should be more systems in the game for free to play. Not only just for free to play, but also more loot table systems in the game. I think the R Matrix series of weapons and stuff was a good system that they added into the game. We're going to call it the R Matrix system. Another good system that they added to the game was the tiering system. It added new items into the game, into the loot pool. And when it comes down to the R Matrix series, it basically took some of the items that were already existent and made them into craftable stuff for the R Matrix series. And I think the gizmo and widget crafting was a part of that too. So you could get the amps, get the weapons, and stuff like that. It basically made basic filters a viable thing to craft. I remember when basic filters, you just craft them and just TT them. It was just something to level up your engineering. There wasn't really spacecrafts in the game either, so it's there wasn't a real big. There wasn't even vehicles. There was no vehicle repair. It was basic filters. That's how you leveled up your engineering skill to get blueprint comprehension. But now there's the R Matrix series, so you can sit there and craft basic filters, and you're good. It goes into something. But the game needs more. It needs more free to play. It needs more actual loot systems, more items in the loot, more markup opportunities. We're struggling for TT here, and markups are pretty low because crafters need to be able to craft. They don't want to sit there and spend too much. And if you start moving into a slew of a whole bunch of items, take Next Island for example, you got all those little stone drops and stuff, those little crystals and all those gemstones. I mean, that's kind of insane, but that is a loot system right there. It's like a system in the game for the crafting, but we need a new universal one, like cooking. Imagine cooking. Yeah, that's right, cooking, where you can sit there and cook stuff, add meat and stuff into the loot tables or whatnot. Like maybe every once in a while, like you can get like a grain of salt off of the vibrant sweat, you know, and add salt into the free to play mix. I don't know. And everything can have like a little bit of extra markup, you know, like oh wow, you're sitting there sweating and oh you got some sodium chloride. Look at that. That's salt. You got 1 grain of salt. You can sell that 1 grain of salt. you collect like 1,000 of them, and you use some of that in what do you call it? Cooking. Like, and well, of course, cooking gonna give people buffs, like little quick time buffs. Cool, great. A buff for this, buff for that. You know, whatever. A little extra carry weight for the next hour. You know, simple little things like that. Like rings are great. You know, rings are great and pills are great. But maybe we could like cook a little bit, add like a whole nother thing at different like tier rates, like different levels. You know, like a whole new system that we can add into the game. Look, I don't get paid to come up with these good ideas or any ideas. But we need more stuff in the game that can provide a little bit extra markup to the people that want to do it. You know, in the case of like textures and colorers, you know, a lot of these other planets out here in Entropia Universe, you know, they're trying to do stuff to make texturing and coloring more of a thing, to give people more levels so they can get past that huge gatekeep at the beginning levels. And I think that's actually kind of cool. Need more textures and colors in the game because we need somebody to buy the markup stuff, and that's what makes Cali kind of crazy. Because like you're like sitting there getting these skins for all these really high level mobs, like even like the Aatrox, man, and it's like level 30, level 40, level 50. It's like, yo, I'm only level 16. I've been trying to grind this thing for like years now. Okay, like it's taking me a while. But granted, you know, like I don't have a buku amounts of bucks to just start like buying everybody's stuff. You know, it's not easy. And the fact that, you know, whenever there isn't enough people that are out there to buy that stuff drops in markup, doesn't sell. And you're stuck with like another item that just is worthless. Just TT food at this point, you know? And that's because there's a lack of people doing stuff. A lack of people that can do the thing, but can't do the thing because they're not high enough level to do the thing. And it's one of those things. It's one of those things. It is what it is, though. Like, and then of course you have the whole issue with player retention. You know, we have players come in to try the game and then they leave. Like, for the most part, I guess maybe it's MindArc's issue. You know, I mean, there's content out there that can get a person started in the game. You know, tutorials, but I mean, there's only so many tutorials you're gonna watch. It's just the game in and of itself, because it's a real cash economy. The moment somebody runs out of money, they're like, oh well, I'm broke in real life. What do I do? Oh, this sweating thing? No, no. And they don't really know too much about fruit walking yet, but still no. That's still an absolute no. And maybe it's just, you know, the fact that, I don't know, this new generation of new adults is they're broke. Maybe the game's outdated. The game's dated. And that's why we're trying to get into the Unreal Engine 5. Is that really going to change things, though? I mean, let's just be real. That's why I'm like, yo, we need more systems in the game. But there's also the whole quality of player that comes in. You know, some people when they come into the game, their mindset is I want to make some money, and then they'll put in a little bit of money. Probably the starter pack's usually the best deal. Usually the people that get the starter packs usually stick around for a little bit longer. But I guess if we're not teaching them right, they'll leave. It's a whole thing, and of course, you know, you can if you're too used to like playing and depositing money, and then you can only play for like an hour off of $100. For one, you shouldn't be playing at the level that you're playing at if you're running out of money after an hour. You should probably be playing at a lower play level so you can stretch your buck a little bit longer. But then, of course, you know, people are going to get mad that they didn't get the Hoff or whatever. That's just degenerate gambling right there. But I guess that is what it is. But no, like the goal should be to get the skills long term, a little bit here, a little bit there. You know, don't go too crazy, and learn as much as you can about the game. Learn some of the basic. Once you learn the basic concepts of it, you know, you're pretty much good. You're set. And then it's just the whole, well, how much money can I spend? And can I get these skills in time? And am I actually progressing? Or should I just go and play something else for a little while? Because I'm just not doing it. I'm not making it, man. I'm not making it. And yeah, I mean, that's why I'm like, yo, it's okay to take breaks, but man, don't be gone for like years and shit, because you're going to get your accounts taken away. You know, it's like player retention. A lot of people quit. And maybe it's because their dreams get shattered really easily whenever they take massive losses. And the thing is, like, you shouldn't be risking that much. You shouldn't be taking those massive losses. You should identify if your activity is way too high for you, and you should back off and go play a little bit lower. But a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to just they're level 45. They want to use level 40 R Matrix, and they want to go pew pew. When they could just, you know, take a LR 20 and go pew pew with that, and they'll be able to play for a lot longer. But of course, if they're like TT in their loot, you know, that's they're not making that markup. They'll lose a little bit more in the long run. Or if the economy is just sucking, and every single time they put something up, it doesn't sell. A lot of people have to take breaks because your items isn't selling. So they'll put up a whole bunch of stuff on the auction, then they'll go do something else for like a day or two. They come back and nothing has sold. It's like, well, shit, man. I can't play. I'm broke. I don't get paid until next Friday. So then they go off and come back a few days later, and maybe one or two things is sold. I don't know. It's the economy, man. I'm telling you, the economy in game is very important. It is what it is. Very important. And not only is it important, it's the name of the game. And the thing is, you need players to feed into the economy at all levels. You need the people buying the limited stuff, the weapons, the limited weapons and stuff. Yeah, we still got unlimited weapons. It's a really nice market. That's one of the big markets. You know, a lot of the player trades done with those unlimited weapons. You know the ones, the high efficiency ones. that never even reach the market. It's just traded between the hands of people that have thousands of dollars willing to throw down on a really good gun. And it is what it is. I mean, I know a lot of people might not see all those player-to-player trades, but you know, people are trading these high-value weapons all the time, and that's because sometimes they're not even trading ped with it. They're trading other high-value weapons. They're just trading hands the entire time. The only way to get in is if you actually have a nice, huge bankroll and be like, "Hey, let me buy that. Here's some PED." And the thing is, like, when you get your new players, like, I know for a fact that a lot of new players are really complaining at the fact that there's not enough really good weapons at the lower levels and the mid-range levels. But there are. There already are. It's just they're expensive. And I think what most of the listen, a lot. I agree. There needs to be a lot more emphasis on low to mid-range players. Most definitely, because like it seems like every single time something new comes out, it's for Ubers, man. I'm getting there. Like I can do some of the newer content. Sometimes it takes, you know, a pretty decent big sized group, but yeah, most of it's for the Ubers, man. You know, the people that's been in the game for the entire game. But where's the content for the mid-range player? Where's the content for the low-range player? You know, I'm pretty sure that they've been coming out with a little bit here and there. Some of the other plants and stuff like that. But, you know, no, there needs to be more of an effort. That's why they're like all the noobs keep telling me, no, I don't like Cali. I like going to Cyrene. I like Next Island. Rocktropia is the best place for noobs. And I am not gonna sit there and argue with them because they're right. And Mindark really needs to take a look at that because that's really important. There has to be. We need some more stuff for lower budget players, but I understand the fact that, you know, yeah, Mindark likes to make money. Trust me, I do too. But there needs to be some things, you know. It just needs more stuff in the game. And in order for that to happen, we're going to need more players. We're going to need more money cycling through the game. Mindark's going to have to take their cut, and then they're going to have to take that cut of what they've made, and they're going to have to put it into reinvesting into the game for more systems into the game. Now, I understand that they're doing Unreal Engine 5 right now, and that's probably taking precedence over everything, is to make sure this update goes through smoothly. It needs to. And let's just hope that, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and apparently in Entropia Universe, it's not complete yet either, you know? I mean, it is always constantly a work in progress. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. Hey guys, finally we've been working on this for 5 years, and now it's finally done. Congratulations, Mindark. I'm really happy to be playing this game, but man, they got to put in some more work to make us all happy and get more players into the game. A lot of new players, they didn't hear about this game until like yesterday, you know? Like, that's crazy for one. But you know, Mindark hasn't really been the best at marketing. But I'm hoping that they're improving. Because God knows, I know they're promoting my videos right now. They've promoted some other people's videos. Some of these other guys that are producing some of this content, freaking extraordinary editing, whatever, in grace. I don't do that. I am what you call a daily uploader, and I sacrifice quality so I can make some quantity. And that's me. That's what I do. But no, some people work really hard on like a single video, and those guys really do need the extra promotion. And they're actually making the game look good. So just keep in mind, you know, MindArc's pushing out people that are making the game look real good. And I appreciate them for doing that. And I love this game. I know you guys do too. And everybody always has like these wild harebrained ideas on how to make it better, you know. I get that. We're not getting paid by MindArc to come up with good ideas. That's why I don't like making good ideas and being like da 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 da. Here's a good idea. Maybe I like complaining about it, just like the rest of us, and let somebody else figure it out. But I do really think that there needs to be some more systems in the game. Even if it's not like cooking or anything like that, or even if it's not like fishing, like a new like item system or like a enchanting system. I know that we're not enchanters in this game, but you know, you get what I'm saying. Like making clothing have like special stats, and you just gotta walk through hoops and craft through hoops and stuff to make that happen, or whatever. Like add it has to be added into like a new profession. Has to be like, because remember with the tier upgrade, there was a new profession with that. It was tier upgrader, you know. So if you add cooking to the game, you have to add cook or chef class or chef levels and profession. You know, it has to, whatever new systems that come into play have to have a profession that goes along with them, and a whole skill base or whatever. You know, like it just does. And this is the sort of thing that's gonna like make the game grow. Having new items to come along with it to craft with or whatever. You know, that drop off loot and drop as loot. You get what I'm saying? All that. That's what the game needs. They need more items. More items that drop in loot. Some that are worth money to other players. You know? Maybe like a whole new lineup of maybe limited weapons and armors that drop off mobs. You know? Like even that would be an improvement at this point. Because we're still working with like the old stuff. Like, can we get some new stuff? I don't care if it's limited or with an unlimited version that's really super duper rare. I don't know. But there needs to be new stuff that's dropping instead of the same old thing all the time. Even though like it's stable. But it becomes stable at a low markup. Which is good for crafters. Don't get me wrong on that. But like take the tier components for example, like tier 3. Yo, that's like 500%. Can we increase the drop rate a little bit, or are we fine with that? Because that's expensive. But I don't know. Maybe it'll make somebody really upset when that happens. But or maybe we could just have new items that drop. You know, in between like the tier stuff that drops that's really expensive, to maybe supplement some of our hunting losses. Because that's what markup does. It helps out to supplement hunting losses. And there needs to be more things to craft. Crafters gonna craft it. And they're gonna buy the loot. There just needs to be new stuff. And it can't be like really, really confusing and like really, really spammy. Or whatever. Like... New planets, when I go to new planets, it's like, oh my god, it's a whole complete loot table of, oh my god, are we seriously dropping Amazon legs right now? That's kind of gross. How the hell do I craft with this? Now I get whenever you're trying to craft, you know, you have to craft a whole bunch of one thing to get the blueprint for the other. I get that, but it's like, jeez. Some of these blueprint drops are rare. It is what it is. It's a very confusing game. There's a lot to learn. You learn something new every day. I hope you learned something new today. Or at least, thanks for watching this video. Because God knows, I'm just rambling on today. This is a ramble video. This is a rant. But I thank you guys for watching and listening to me ramble with a little bit of background music. Ah, hell yeah. Well, I guess we're nearing the end. I can see it coming. I can see how close to the end we are. Because this is a voiceover after all. Hey, look. Da-da-da, da-da. Hall of Fame. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe down below. Do you have any ideas? What are some of your ideas? I'll read them. I might comment. But have a good one. Everyone behave. I'll catch you on the next one. Till next time. Bye.